What is the music of your workplace? What is the tone that you are setting within the culture of your organization? And is it easily recognizable?
Glen has spoken to diverse groups throughout the United States, Jamaica, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Ghana. He has helped to organize many community service events in Virginia, Texas, and throughout the U.S. In Glen's free time, he loves to cook. Please welcome to the stage, Glen Guyton.
Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be, as a friend.
And that's the thing that I love about music, is that it sparks memories, right? It sparks feelings. It takes us back to a time whenever we first heard the song. And I don't know if you were in middle school or high school back in 1992. Maybe you were in college when that song was written. But that's what I love about music, how it draws us in. It literally sets a tone, right? It sets a tone in our lives. It evokes emotions, and it brings us to a point of remembering. And so as we think about the work that you're doing in your conference today, what is the music of your workplace? What is the tone that you are setting within the culture of your organization? And is it easily recognizable? I think that it's important that leaders set the tone. Leaders need to set the tone. It's important, especially as we think about transformation. Transformation happens at the top. Transformation begins at the top of any organization. It doesn't start at the bottom. No, transformation happens at the top. That's why I'm speaking to you today. Revolution starts at the bottom. We want transformation in our organizations. We don't necessarily want a revolution. Aligning the organization's purpose, people. We have a culture in the Guyton house. You have a culture in village caregiving. You have a culture, and that let me tell you a story. 30 years ago, I earned my jump wings at the United States Air Force Academy. Now you may ask, Glenn, how did you earn your jump wings? I'm glad you asked. Well, I earned these silver jump wings by jumping out of a perfectly good airplane 5 times and living to tell about it. Now, I've often wondered what happened if I didn't make it on that last jump, but they have still given me my jump wings. I don't know, because I lived to tell about it. But my goal was, for each of the 5 times that I jumped out of the airplane, I wanted to have a gentle impact with the ground. See, this is the only time, if you're thinking about workflows, where you want to have as little of an impact as possible. I wanted to have a gentle, soft impact with the ground. So my intention was to live. That was my goal for all 5 times. And so there are 3 areas that I want you to think about that link back to your training. And they are activate awareness, intentional action, and integrated accountability. Those are 3 things we're going to focus on. So let's draw some parallels between me earning these jump wings and those things that you went over. So now, the gap in all of this for me was 6,000 feet above ground level, 34 seconds, or 40 hours. Now you may ask, what are you talking about 40 hours, Glenn? I'm glad you asked. So the 40 hours was the length of the training that it took me to learn what to do in those 34 seconds as I was plummeting to the ground at 120 miles per hour. And actually, the intentional actions that I needed to take to bridge that gap successfully was 10 seconds. So 10 seconds of intentional action to save my life and to be here so that you can see my beautiful face. Now, I had to learn all of those things in a short amount of time. And how many of you have jumped out of an airplane? One person, all right, all right. Did you do the tandem jump where you were hooked to somebody else? This is just all me. This is all me. You did? Individual, okay. You Army, airborne, or just, okay. All right. Congratulations, all right. So you can tell people at the end of this, oh, he was just making up stuff, all right? But there is a lot of trust involved in jumping out of an airplane and living to tell about it. You are on the front lines of today's most pressing workplace issues. You are helping to shape the workplace environment, the culture, not to mention you're responsible for maximizing the human talent potential across the organization. But let's get real though. Most days are filled with endless spreadsheets, emails, phone calls, Zoom meetings, Slack messages, and you feel buried under the workload, not to mention all of the things that you're dealing with at home. What you need right now is someone to walk alongside of you, to help you implement your plans, to help you chart the right journey, to help you speak to your leadership. Say that last one again. And that's what I want you to do, to be able to produce better outcomes because you're paying attention to behaviors, attitudes. But it's not all about how you feel, but it's also our policies. Our policies and procedures will inform how we work at these systems. My name is Glen Guyton, speaker, trainer. You need proven strategies. And everyone from the CEO to the janitor needs to understand the purpose of the training, why it matters to the organization, and the change that you hope occurs. Transformation focuses on alignment. You see, a key element of transformation is aligning the organization's purpose, people, and structures to work together in harmony. Just kind of like I'm trying to do on the guitar. We want all pieces working together. When you think about revolution, it's about tearing everything down. Let's get rid of it. We're frustrated. It's not working. We're not going to be able to save this thing. Let's tear it all down. Transformation is about sustained change. We want to make sure that our people thrive, that the organization thrives, that the work that we're doing in the community, we believe in it, so we want it to continue. In a revolution, we're faced with instability, uncertainty. We don't know how to plan. We don't know what to do next. Because, see, in a revolution, people have lost their sense of purpose. They've lost their sense of purpose. And we all want to work in a workplace where we have a purpose. We know the meaning of the work that we do, and it influences the amount of satisfaction that happens with our employees, especially as we think about millennials and Gen Zs. People want to have purpose when they show up to work each and every day. And so think about that. What's the tone that you are setting? What's the tone that you're setting in the workplace? And do people who work for you feel like they have a sense of purpose? So they put me on last. You would think that since I'm the executive director, I could have got a better spot.
Best for last.
Best for last, thank you, sir.